Hey there guys, Music Fan here. How you guys doing? It's ironic today, well these last today and yesterday. We recently had the historic release of Steve Perry and his new single No Erasing. And such a joyful, happy song, such a very epic historic moment happening in music history now. It's the most paradoxical thing in life that when something just historic, life-changing, and just it just brightens everyone's lives in such a way, when that happens, it's so sad to know that another person, probably of more equal light or of an even brighter light, has gained their wings and has gone through their next journey into the next life, into a new life or heaven or the next stage of the human spirit. What I'm talking about is Aretha Franklin, the undisputed Queen of Soul, the eternally and forever after the Queen of Soul, passed away yesterday morning from a battle with pancreatic cancer. She was 76. Even if you never heard much or most of Aretha Franklin's discography, even if you've never heard a majority of her songs, for sure you would have to have noticed the song Respect Me, Respect Me. You would have had to have known, even if you did not know that song, for instance, her name, that name alone, Aretha Franklin, became, it wasn't just a brand, it wasn't just a company, it wasn't just an organization for her career. Aretha Franklin was as essential and as much of a treasure, a gem to America as Willie Nelson, Bruce Springsteen, Johnny Cash, and I can go on and on and on. But amongst all of them, Aretha Franklin is synonymous, was and forever will be synonymous with America, with American culture, American soul, and American passion. Her voice lended to a variety of different avenues, different feelings, different moods, different places at different times, with different musical ventures, ranging from soul, R&B, to hip-hop, to pop, and everything else in between. You name something, and I'm positive Aretha Franklin has done it, and she has done it in her own way, in the way that she knows how, while pushing the boundaries of soul music and music in general forward for a very long time, up until yesterday. But it's alright, because her music, like I had mentioned before, has now continued the progression for her, even though its creator has long gained her wings and has left to the clouds beyond, or the universe beyond. You know, like when I was working yesterday when I first found out about the news, and even knowing her name evokes not just greatness in terms of success, material success or money success or monetary success. Her name breeds variety of things. Her name breeds soul, passion, fire, energy, strength, vulnerability, sadness, a passion to move forward, a right for a woman to truly be a woman, a right for her to be empowered. Society, like racial equality and every other equality that there is humanly possible. She, just by the sound of her voice, just by her singing, she has touched every single avenue that you could think of within the human experience, both materially, emotionally, spiritually, every single sense of the human person. She has put her stamp on it and has transcended that to a whole level, even more so now that she is gone. But one thing that will never be forgotten is her legacy, her impact on the world of soul and the bigger realm of popular music. Lots of artists that she has inspired, from as recent as as recent as Alicia Keys, maybe even Taylor Swift, possibly, maybe in some small capacity, right down to the greats like Mariah Carey. Whitney Houston even was like pretty sure she admired her like a queen. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, very sure also looked up to her as much as Michael looked up to Diana Ross. Possibly even Diana Ross looked up to Aretha Franklin for inspiration and guidance. The list goes on, but and even across genres outside of soul, she was a prime figure in the world of music. And I say that passionately because her impact, both on and off stage, were as intense, was as vulnerable, was as emotional, as passionate, and as epic as her voice, as her singing. Excuse me, sorry. I was going to say earlier, when I found out that she had passed away, I was in the middle of working in my job. And I was very kind of struck by it, I didn't cry or anything, or at least at that time, but by the time I started to listen to her songs, the best songs that she has, the best songs that she has released over the course of her career, it didn't really dawn on me until I reached the song "It Hurts Like Hell" from the Exhale soundtrack. I think that's what it's called. That song, it stunned me. It took me by surprise, and it was just emotionally cathartic, intense. The production, the R&B production on that song, but most importantly, it was funny. I went from listening to R.E.S.P.C.T.Me to then go from that song, which is Aretha Franklin at her prime, to It Hurts Like Hell. It was like such a night and day jarring switch, but listening to It Hurts Like Hell, it was deep, man. It was just super impacting, and just I got a little bit choked up listening to the song, because she sung it in such a vulnerable, such an intense way. She, just like the other greats like Whitney and Michael, who she inspired, brought tears in your eyes or made you misty. Another memory that I have of her, it was at her performance at President Obama's inauguration. That was just simply otherworldly in a legendary great sense. That performance, even though it was cold and it was kind of winter in the air, her voice cut through the winter air and just symbolized that moment. And the last thing I'll say is the most recent memory I've had is when she performed "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman" at Carole King's celebration. I think she was knighted by President Obama, and then in came Aretha Franklin. That whole performance, not only did she brought the house down with that performance, she got everyone up on their feet, and she, just like in true Aretha Franklin style, she sung her heart out and just created one of those out-of-body experiences that is truly like the catharsis, the brilliance of music. And she is the prime example of what I talk about. That performance. Like, look it up for yourself. I mean, I'll add links to the description below for you guys to see, but it's so sad to see such a brilliant talent, a legendary artist, a brilliant human being, now, no longer with us. But there's a picture on Facebook, a drawing of, like, at the gates of heaven, where you have the other angels, like the King of Pop, Duke Ellington, amongst others. And right coming into the pearly gates is Aretha Franklin with her, like, hand waving and, waiting to be greeted by the angels in heaven. That, I can't think of a more beautiful tribute to such an amazing, inspirational, and powerful woman, both personally and performance, as Aretha Franklin, as that. I mean, like, it's on YouTube, Aretha Franklin, like, everything is right there. Like, experience her vocal talent, experience her passion for racial equality, and and all her other accomplishments. It can't be understated that we may have lost a true giant in music and one of the most phenomenal singers of our time, but her music has now become immortalized, and she has become immortalized with it. So, Aretha Franklin, forever the Queen of Soul, rest in peace, forever in our hearts and forever in the music. You are now eternally and forever the Queen of Soul. Mr. Music Fan, Aretha Franklin, rest in peace. I'll see you guys later. Take care of yourselves and take care. Bye.